right. Blessed love, blessed love. We've actually got nobody in at the moment. So let's have a chat before people come in. It looks like no one's hit the notification bell. Let me just mute up for a second until we find out who's going to be here and who's not. And we'll take it from there. Yes, blessed love family. I see that we've got a couple of people. I thought we had nobody there. Just for me, unique, Paula Smith, blessed love, my sister, faithful and punctual as ever, and Psalms 91. So at the moment, we've got 3 people in the chats anyway. I don't know why, but on the members live, I can't actually see the amount of people that's here, unless you actually comment. So put a 1. Whoever's in, I can see it all pouring in now. The notifications have come on. Right, put a 1 up if you're in, members. Blessed love to you, my members, as well. You know, this is an up close and personal, intimate space where we can just chat and be ourselves. Yeah, I'm just like mashed today. I've had a really challenging day, which I'm going to tell you guys about on Friday, more than likely. Not this Friday, next Friday. We've got a big story coming up this Friday, but next Friday, the 23rd, I shall tell you why I've had a really, really challenging day today. It's been very, very interesting. Who knows? Yeah, we've got enough people here. You know, I really love the members space. As much as I haven't done it that often, I really love the members space because it is just intimate. You know, we might get 10, we might get 20, we might get more. Blessed love, Lioness Keeks. But yeah, today is really about, we're no way going to go for 3 hours, by the way, but today is really going to be about, not dissimilar to what we did with Sister Lorraine, who was the victim of Kelvin Sabarosh, where we're going to have a chat. And if there's any questions that anybody wants to ask, I'm going to be putting some questions to MC5ive-O as well. And I think that he should be applauded for exposing himself in this way and actually coming in to be able to answer any questions that weren't answered, or, you know, anything that kind of arose from Friday. So without further ado, I'm going to bring him on. The Junglist, MC5ive-O. Blessed love, my brother.
Blessed love, my beloved sister, and good evening to you and all of your members. Good evening to all of the members right here, right now. And thank you all so much for being part of this. I'm happy to be here on this platform. As I say again, Afua, a fantastic, great platform that you are presenting to the world. And I'm happy to be part and to be invited on your show. So thank you.
Oh, bless you, my brother. And we're minus the fan today, aren't we? The fan that upset so many people. Oh, no. Put the fan away, five-o. You don't want to upset the sisters.
Why are they upset? I'm at home.
No, not everyone was upset, to be honest with you.
No, I'm at home.
Understand it.
I'm here at home, you know.
But you know what? You got your dressing gown on, have you?
Yes, I have, full of love, full of hearts. Love hearts, as you can see. I'm full of heart. I'm full of love, always.
Oh, God. Oh, you know what I said to you very recently? You know who you remind me of with your persona and your showmanship? You remind me of Ninja Man, the Reddit artist. That's who you remind me of. You are so eccentric and dynamic. You know what I mean? But a lot of people don't get you, five-o. That's the problem.
Hey, nobody has to get me. You know, so they just have to get themselves. No one has to get me. They just need to get themselves. And talking about Ninja Man, I met Ninja Man in 1994, in actual fact, when we went to do a video shoot in Jamaica.
Oh, nice.
So just to when you say about Ninja Man, yeah, I met him on a video shoot in Jamaica in 1994. But that's another story for another day. It's out there on my jungle
other stories for other days, exactly. Yeah. But the point of the matter is, I think a lot of people who are of a younger generation that aren't from the jungle era, they don't really get how big you were in the jungle.
How much
of a big artist you were. Sorry?
I still am.
You still am. Even though they've tried to cancel you, even though they've tried to put you down, you are still 5-o the Junglist to many, many people.
In actual fact, you know, Afua, I just wanted to say that it was there was someone put up on a Twitter about me being banished. I'd like to set the record straight to all of your members. To all of the members viewing this now, I was never banished from the jungle drum and bass scene. I chose and made a decision to take a hiatus and a sabbatical for me and myself being in an event was less than secondary to me in my life, or what I had to endure and the journey that I had to go on. That was very secondary. My life, I had to fight for my life on two fronts: this allegation and what I said what led me to the ICU. So on two fronts, I had to fight for my life in the space of the span of what went down. So you know, see all your members and
that puts the record straight, doesn't it? Because a lot of people thought you were cancelled. You might have been cancelled by a couple of promoters at the time. Who actually were connected, weren't they?
I chose to take a sabbatical and a hiatus for the benefit and for the best of myself, for what works, what would work for me, not what would work for the scene and those who were in the scene. What's gonna work for me? Yeah, and I chose to take those steps, and those steps was the most important steps of one's life at this juncture of life, and it was the best steps for me at this juncture. The best steps I had to take. I had to make those changes.
But like you were saying, you know, you had to fight on two fronts. So you've got this whole allegation going on against you, which you know you haven't done.
Oh, by the way, I'm sorry to say, get that to your members. For those who can see smoke in the air, it's a sage. It's not a split. It's sage.
Well, mine's a split.
I have.
If you could see smoke.
I want to ask your permission if I could do so. No, for real.
We don't mind up in here, my brother. We don't.
So just to let your members know that it is sage that I am burning, because you know I like to bless us all, those members, and yourself and ourselves. You know, good spirits, good energy.
Absolutely. Well, everyone knows what my background smokes about, and I apologize not. Yeah, it's been a hard day for me.
Yes,
let me tell you.
You work tirelessly.
They're lucky it's not the old Instagram days, because when I was on Instagram lives, I used to be bunning, yamming my ice cream, cussing bad words, all kinds of stuff.
That is just part of, like, you know, nurturing yourself and growing into something such as this.
I'm not watering it down for any 5ive-O. Really, I'm not. But anyway, this isn't about me. I just wanted to address some of the energy that we were getting on Friday. For the most part, it was love. There was a couple of doubters and there was a couple of trolls in the place as well. Sure. There really was. But for the most part, I thought that you got a good reception. It's just that we had one or two stragglers, and there were some people where the trolls were seeding or sowing seeds of doubt into the chat. So people were going, and people were getting caught up in the fan and your persona. But I know that part of you presenting in that way was for you to show all the haters that you have not been broken. You know, why should you have to hide who you are? You're a black man. You're an alpha male. You do not cry into your pillow. You're going to express yourself in a certain kind of way, aren't you? And I just thought that people weren't really connecting when it came on to that.
Well, you see what it is, Apua, and to the members right now who's viewing this. What you all witnessed on Friday was the raw emotions of someone who's innocent. Once I was speaking and connecting with your viewers, the things that was getting triggered inside of me, and the memories of the things that I had to endure, especially being in custody, you know, I could not settle. Each and every I'm going to your members. I cried 3 times when I was in Hellmarsh. No, twice I cried in Hellmarsh. Twice I cried in Hellmarsh. First time when I got arrested and was put into custody, and the second time when I was working in the workshop, and I felt a sense of bag of man was ganging up on me to really do me some damage.
Not over your charge, but just general.
No. Just because of those charges. Nothing about my behavior. Nothing about
It's just
how I feel
jail.
that
That's what happens.
Yes,
People
that's
try
it.
it.
So with that, yeah, you know, I was in the workshop and I was in floods of tears, ladies and gentlemen. When I say as a big man, I am not afraid and ashamed to say so. I had tears rolling down my eyes like an ocean. Yeah, because the enormity and the gravity of the situation now, and the serious ramifications that will come that could come from it. So hence why, excuse me, hence why I was emotional and I was, you know, animated, because as I say to the viewers, no one had to walk those shoes. I walked those. I had to feel those pains. I had the sleepless nights. I had the one that had to sleep with my eye open, not ever knowing any inmate. Like I said, I was on house block 1 with pure lifers who do not take those checks with an allegation like that.
And for those people that don't understand the nature of a lifer has nothing to lose.
To lose.
So if there are other, especially those at Her Majesty's pleasure, you know, but yeah, if other inmates want to hurt you, or the screws want you hurt, they're going to go to the lifers to get it done. The lifers are in for life anyway. They've got nothing to lose if they hurt you or if they catch another charge murdering you.
Exactly, Afua. And I'm saying I'm on a house block, and you know, as you know, we're you know, all inmates are, you know, we're all interacting, and Peter's saying about what they're here for and whatnot. There was a particular individual. I won't call his name. He's doing 35 years right now, and he, more or less like myself, a woman said very much the same thing about an allegation. This inmate who I was with, I don't even want to be so descriptive to your members because it was so gory. It was so, I almost wanted to vomit, even when the guy was telling the story. And even when I read, I was like, I can't even go down that road. What he did, he ended up murdering somebody based off a false lie and allegation. The person's got this man killed. A woman got a man killed in Epping Forest, just up at the road Leicester.
Yeah, exactly.
It was gruesome. The murder was gruesome, so gruesome that, as I said, definitely not for TV, definitely. And it so happens, it transpires that when they went to court, she lied. She ended up getting 10 years. He got 35 years. I've seen
got an equal bird.
Yeah, I mean, I see people inside in Hellmarsh, innocent men of the same kind of charges, and they have been served up, and they have been innocent, whether they've been to court, whether it has been to trial. Just the mere fact, it's an allegation. The danger for men when it's an allegation, yeah, with no evidence to substantiate any of the claims, it's daunting. It's more than daunting. It's more than daunting, viewers, to be in a place called, like I said, viewers, we call it hell marsh. It is hell, ladies and gentlemen. Each and every day, I'm having to go to work, go to gym, go to my education, and we're talking all over the prison institution. So I'm coming across from different inmates in different house blocks with different kind of charges. It only took one inmate amongst 1,000, probably about 1,200 inmates in Hellmarsh.
Yeah, there is.
It only took one individual to have a bad day, one individual to have a bad day, and he could take that very same sentence how he's feeling. It could have been me. It could have been me. Oh,
I mean, I've worked in the male estate probably more than I've worked in the female estate. And shankings of that nature happen on a regular basis.
On a regular.
All it takes is a dear John from the man's missus, and you could end up being stabbed because of his frustration.
And I thought it's ironic that you should say that, because there was a number of that happened, even down to when I had a visit, and some inmates didn't get a visit, and it's like a dear John, they got blown out. Now that inmate is coming back off a non-visit, and that person has not come. He feels embarrassed. He feels away. He's hurting. He's angry. He's enraged. When he gets back onto the spur and onto the wing, his rage and his fury. You know, who comes into contact with that person, he's going to rip loose.
Absolutely.
And God forbid, as I said, I never put myself in harm's way whilst I was in Hellmarsh. Belmarsh for those, Hellmarsh for those who was there.
Yeah.
Given no time, whilst I was in custody, I gave anybody any ammunition to come to me and, you know, want to have any kind of vibe about me. Just the way how I conducted myself through the whole institution. As I said on Friday, I went behind bars and I collected no scars.
I've got 2 questions here.
Sure.
So Kay is asking, do you suffer from PTSD as a result of your experiences?
Yeah, and who's that from, Kay?
Yeah, that's from Kay.
Where's Kay from? Kay, good evening, my beloved sister. It goes out to Kay.
Or brother, we don't know if it's a man or a woman.
A man or a woman. Kay, whether you're male or female. I mean, what is PTSD to suffer? Did I suffer from depression?
Did you suffer from post-traumatic stress?
Yeah, of course I did. Of course it did. Yeah. The magnitude of what went on with me as an innocent person having to.
I think what they're asking is do you still suffer? Because PTSD is something that would be suffer from it.
No, it's not none whatsoever. I am in the greatest place in life at this juncture of life. I am alive. My faculties are all in good shape. You know, I keep myself in good spirits and good health. I have a fantastic.
Kay is female, by the way.
Oh, going out to Kay, yes, my beloved sister. Kay, I'm in a great place. It wasn't easy, my beloved sister. It was extremely. I had to go to a psychiatrist, laying on a psychiatrist's bench. Something I've only seen in movies. But only this time, I'm in the movie. This is me now on the psychiatrist chair in this movie, which happens to be my movie now. And PTSD, no, Kay, as you can see me. Can I ask you a question? How do I look? Going out to Kay, how do I look and how do I sound? That's my question to you. And if whatever answer you give, that will be your answer, my dear. Any more? Anybody else?
No, I'll go to the next one. I'll go to the next one. Elabe Summers says, I have no knowledge and am ignorant of the prison system. Why would they put someone who has been charged with anything on the same block with people serving life? Help me to understand, please. And this happens all the time, by the way, Kay. I can answer that, but I'll let you answer.
What's her name? Is her name Elabe Summers?
Elabe Summers, yeah, or LAB, yeah.
Good evening, my beloved sister, Miss Elabe Summers. I have no idea, my dear, but this is how the prison institution system had worked. When I went into Hellmarsh, we was given like pamphlets of each house block and the type of inmates they house on each house block. So house block 1, as I did clarify that. House block 1 was if not the most dangerous house block, because when I was reading through the pamphlet, when I first came to the institution system, I went into the induction. Now induction is when you go into the system and you know you're in the system for a couple of days, and then they're finding other wings to allocate you to go to these wings. So as I said, I was on I think I was on induction wing for about 3-4 days. Whilst I was reading through these things here. And as I said, going to Miss Elabe Summers, when I read about House Block 1 in particular.
Was that double A cat?
That's a double A cat.
That's right.
And as I said, Miss Elabe, I'm just thinking, my God, like when it said the types of inmates it housed, murderers and robbers and this and that, and none of them are like anything with a sexual assault, no sex offenders whatsoever.
No, they'll be on what you call the
PC. They'll be on PC. So Miss Elabe, they put me on this house block. As I said, whilst I read through this pamphlet, and I came to house block 1, and what I read was so frightening to me. I was in a horror story. I was in a horror movie now. like I felt like that nightmare on Elm Street, a nightmare on Hellmarsh. Because when they laid it out at Miss Ellaby Summers, my dear, I don't know how I even absorb it all. All I knew that when I said I was getting allocated to House Block 1, after reading this, my heart, my head, my head was doing contortions. My knees was buckling. Inside of me was griping and turning and all that. Thinking, my God, the journey into the unknown. I had no idea going onto House Block 1, what could become of me. I was thinking of all the things that could become.
Scary thought.
Extreme scary. Extreme.
So let me break it down a little bit further, because it depends on the prison, Alabi. It depends on the prison. It depends on population. So the prison could be full, for instance.
Yes, that's correct.
Or the prison just isn't big enough for its population.
That's
so
correct.
They just pile everybody in together.
That's
and
right.
like 5ive-O said quite rightly, when you first go into the prison system, they have a specific block for the newcomers, and they call that reception.
Reception or induction.
You can stay on reception for anything from 24 hours to 2 weeks on reception. So the reception wing is an orientation wing. That's where they're going to tell you the prison rules, what the schedules are. You're going to get into prison life from reception.
That's correct.
From reception, they allocate you to the wings they want to put you on. They want to put you on. Now, it doesn't have to reflect your crime. When I went to prison, I was on the same spur. I weren't in the same house block, because some prisons have like spurs that make up the house block.
That's right. I got the spurs around, yeah.
So I was actually, for my little old thing, in the same house block in Bronzefield as Rosemary West. It was ridiculous. I mean, I didn't get near her, she didn't get near me, but I could see her on the yard a lot of the time. She had about 10 screws around her, because it's Rosemary West.
Can I just stop you?
For her own protection. Just explain to the sister. For her own protection. And why would they put me in? But when you first go in, they tend to put you in double A cat.
Double A. Well, I was in double A cat.
Right, I was too.
I was in a double A cat.
Until they decide where it is they want to put you.
Where they want to allocate you.
Or where it is you've earned yourself to be. Because they don't really, even if you've gone in for shoplifting, they don't really know how dangerous you are, do they? Sometimes it's done like that because that person is a target and the system wants to piss them off. So they'll put them in with dangerous people. So I hope that answers your question, sis.
Thank you, Ms. Ellaby Summers. Thank you so much for your question and your question. I hope it's been well answered. Thank you.
MG is asking, are you still performing nowadays?
Is that MG?
Yeah.
As long as any promoter is ready to, MG, are you still performing nowadays? MG, as long as any promoter is happy to have me, I'm happy to perform.
You're back. Your hiatus is over. It has been.
Oh, yeah, my sabbatical has been well over. My hiatus has been well documented. You know, really, truly documented. And as I say, it's been well documented to the world. The whole world knows this. I don't run. I don't hide. That's not 5ive-O. I've never done those things in my life. Hence why I'm on this great, magnificent platform. Mm-hmm. Hence why I'm in front of your great, magnificent platform that you have brought to the world, Afua. You're doing a great, fantastic thing here. I'm happy that you've invited me here as the first male to bring forth the other side of these types of things, the ramifications from these things, mm-hmm. the sentiments and the feeling, how it makes one feel. As I said on Friday, I'm pretty much sure there's a great deal of men right now who's gone through it, and some men have lost their mind from it, lost their lives. Some men have taken their own lives based on a lie. Mm-hmm. I spoke to you earlier on, and I'll bring this forward because this is very concerning in the sense of this happens to a DJ, a major DJ by the name of Eric Morello. Anyone who's seeing this would know of this DJ, especially in the music fraternity. Mm-hmm. Now, Eric Morello, as far as I'm aware, as far as I know, and I've met him a couple of occasions when I've been in Miami and California. He's camp or he's gay. So we never had those. I had no issues with a man's sexuality, but all I know, he was a great man with a great heart, very loving man. He had two allegations put against him. As I just described this man, to what I have, how I see him, camp or gay. He had two allegations, pretty much like myself, of women. Eric Morello, he's huge. Was huge in the echelons of Carl Cox, Pete Tong, all these major big players that you've heard of in terms of the music scene. Eric Morello was this, and the poor man took his life in 2020 on the COVID year, based on a lie. This is the travesty. This is the travesty and the devastation and the decimation of what people do not see or care not to see.
And this is the reason as well why we are so meticulous and careful when it comes on to how we deal with the victims that come forward. We have to be sure that, you know, they can't just come on with an allegation. There are checks and balances that happen that makes us know that these women are telling the truth. Do you know what I mean? So we're very, very careful about that. Lorraine says, you can tell as flamboyant as you are, you can see the difference in your demeanor than tonight. I know the feeling. Yeah. And Lorraine is actually Kelvin Sabarosh's victim. That's who she is.
Lorraine. Yeah, to Lorraine. Listen, yeah, my lovely sister. I know you keep saying about me doing this, but when we're speaking, I need to keep my lips supple. It's bliss sticks, by the way. Yeah, it's bliss sticks. Her question was, excuse me, how my demeanor.
It was more of a statement than a question. No. She was basically saying she can tell, as flamboyant as you are, she can see the difference in your demeanor than tonight from before. She can see the difference in your demeanor, and she knows that feeling. You know.
Yeah, Lorraine, I'm scared. I'm happy that you're able to gravitate to the kind of set feelings I'm going through. As you're a female, I am a male. The energy and the vibe, as I said, on Friday night, I'm having to relive those very same steps that I do not want to relive again in my lifetime. I don't want to revisit that. I'm forward, not backwards. And it's that people are hanging on to this. So hence why I brought this to the attention of my beloved sister, Miss Afua Rose. Community speaks. His and her time is up. Okay? Hence, I brought it to her attention to give a different perspective of how it is for a male. Yeah? I've never ever mistreated any woman in my life. Hence why I am able to come in front of the members and say this with confidence of heart, because I have never kissed a woman. I've never been violent to a woman nowhere on planet Earth all my lifetime. Never. I've never put my hands to a woman. Never held a woman. Never, ever. So those are raw emotions of Friday. It was putting me through.
I think the point the point you're making is when you keep pressing that point, some people misconstrued it and said, oh, you say that bit with chest, but when it comes to the rape, you're not so sure. That's not true. The point you're trying to make is that I've never even harmed a woman, much less rape her. I think that's the bit that, do you know what I mean? That's the point you're trying to make.
I have never done such a thing ever in my life. Yeah, as I sit here before you, if I'm lying, I'm dying. If I'm lying, I'm dying.
Somebody says, Afua, will you tell your story one day about your experience in prison? I have. Scroll back on the old Instagram. I've told it quite passionately. Yeah, I might revisit my whole story again, but I'm sure people's bored of that now. I don't know. But yeah, look back on Instagram, Sister K, and then you will see that.
So members, if I was somewhat animated and somewhat with emotive emotions, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, and members of the live right now, I'm going out to the world. What I had to endure, it happened to me. Everybody has their own stories of their own journeys of things, whatever adverse things have happened in their life. This is just one of the major two adverse things that's ever happened in my life: the allegation and what I went down. We're not going to get down to the health issue, but as I said, I'm happy. As I said on Friday, I am culpable, responsible, and accountable for any decisions, any choices I've made in my life, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent. I own them. I own them. I'm not going to shy. I'm not going to run. I'm not going to hide. So it goes. That's how it sometimes is. But I will own mine. I will own whatever is me. If I'm guilty of something, I will come in front of the world and admit my guilt. I have never lied about anything. And as we see, you know, and you know, these are the sentiments what I had to endure, ladies and gentlemen. You know, some people are not happy. Those who are not happy are the ones that wanted to see me in jail. They're the ones who want to see me in prison. Yeah. And they clearly know nothing to substantiate such a claim.
That's the thing, isn't it, 5ive-O? I think a lot of people didn't realize, or maybe you didn't get that bit across on Friday, the level of onslaught and attack that was against you at the time from people in your own fraternity that you used to consider to be friends.
Yeah, you know, as I said, Apawar, I'm going to the members. Had I come on screen with tears in my eyes, looking disheveled, looking like, boy, he's just waiting, look like him run down, then it's like an animal when they're moving in for the kill. It's like their prey. We're gonna move into the kill now. Now we've got the prey wounded, we're getting into the kill. And that the fact that I revived myself with great help, first and foremost, going to my Lord and God Savior, my Lord and God Himself, with all the fantastic people who have supported me throughout, never wavered, never side me, never wavered in their support and their love for me throughout of all of this. This is the impact and the ramification and the ripple effect I speak of. For those who love me, having to endure that themselves, having to be in arguments about me. Oh, no, we're not on fire, but it's not like that. Or you defending him, or what? I've heard those things from, and I've heard those things and whom it came from. So the question that was asked to me about the PTSD, I'm healed. I've been healing, and I'm still healing to this day.
It's a long journey. It's a long road from that kind of trauma. Yeah,
I feel well healed, especially after Friday. Especially after Friday. This is why I can't thank your viewers, your subscribers, you know, those who wanted to send up their hate, those who want to send their love. I appreciate it all. I welcome it all. I'm not, oh please, I'm not on a pity party. People have their opinions. As I said, people are entitled to their opinions. If your opinions does not make the facts any different. Your opinions are your opinions. As I said, I do not get upset with people or opinions, for both are powerful without my reaction.
I hear that. Elabe says, can I ask, as maybe I missed your full story, what reason did this woman have to make this allegation about you?
Going to Ellaby Summers, myself and Michelle Jones, because she's out there, we had consensually. Yeah. Now you ask about why did woman have to make this allegation about me? Miss Ellaby Summers, myself and this Miss Jones we did my thing in the O2 Arena in back of 2010 into 2011. They came to me 18 months later in 2012, just at the beginning of the London Olympics. They ambushed me on the street on Bethnal Green Road. They didn't even come to my home, my residence where I am now, to even knock my door to say, Mr. Brother, then I would have went willingly. I would have thought my brief and just gone willingly with them. Yeah, as I said, it was 18 months later, Miss Ellaby Summers. My barrister Queen's Counsel. Apple has all the paperwork there. She was telling you who my barrister was. Apple has it there. My barrister said to me, and she said to the prosecution, the CPS, this person's, Mrs. Fischel Jones, has been coerced to bring an allegation. My barrister, Queen's Counsel, said to me, this certainly does not look like somebody who has willingly come forward of their own back to bring such an allegation to you. So all of these factors and all these contradictory factors played a huge part in why there was nothing to answer to. There was no trial. The CPS, the Crown Prosecution Service, shows there is nothing here. I'd like to say this as well for those who didn't catch it on Friday. The very same paperwork, which I've kept those transcripts for 11 years. Afua Rose, Community Speaks, has them in her possession. Those very same papers that Afua Rose has in her possession, the Crown Prosecution Service had them, my defense barrister had them, the judge had them. Two barristers, I'm going to call up one of these names and you'll recognize this name. Two barristers with two Queen's Counsel barristers with 25 years experience read those papers. One of the QC, which my barrister told me in confidence, one of the barristers who read those very same papers with 25 years experience was one Keir Starmer.
Oh, so he was still a barrister at that time. That's
right. Keir Starmer was a barrister. He read those papers and said, this is, I don't know what he said, but I'm just calling it in layman's terms. To him, he must have thought, well, we're certainly not going anywhere with this. That
was actually my first thought. And I think from everything that you've told me and everything that I've seen, you also made me aware that she was friends with the promoter of that night. And also that her brother was a policeman.
Her brother was an
officer
in the Bedford Police Constabulary.
That's right.
Bedford Police Constabulary.
With the lack of consistency in her statement, the fact that she, it doesn't make sense what she's saying, and that none of the security saw any of this, and the fact that she says in her statement that after the event, after you allegedly raped her, she sat on the toilet for 3 hours. She was in the club with her policeman brother.
That's correct.
And I find it really hard to imagine that her brother, being a policeman, wouldn't come looking for her if she was missing for 3 hours in the club. So she goes on to say that once she got up off the toilet for 3 hours, she found her brother back in the club. And he said, oh, where have you been? And bought her a beer. It's little things like that, especially if you work forensically, you think, hold on, none of this actually makes sense. And it then says that she went on to rave for a further 2 hours in the club with her brother. Yeah. Let's say, for argument's sake, that she was in shock or any of those things.
So hope you don't mind. I'm going to smoke. I'm going to smoke, everybody. Hope you don't mind.
That's fine. That made her to go on to rave and act normal or whatever. That's not outside the realms of possibility. But I'm wondering why her brother did not go and look for her if she was gone for 3 hours. It just doesn't make sense.
But after a while, he's supposed to be.
That's just one of the things that I find.
He's a police officer in the Bedford Police Constabulary, and as far as I'm aware, police have powers to exercise their powers anywhere in the land.
Anywhere.
If a police officer came up, you wouldn't care if he came from Greater Manchester Police, West Midlands Police, London Metropolitan Police, or Bedfordshire Police Constabulary. As long as they flash that warrant card and it says police, they will use that in any jurisdiction they please to do so. And if he's a police officer, that means he has his warrant card with him. In an event, he has a warrant card with him. So that gives him access
That's
to
right.
security. He has access to go anywhere in that arena of the O2 arena. He's a police officer. He can go anywhere. All he has to do is flash his warrant card to any security personnel, and they have to grant him access. He has access to everywhere. He is a Bedford Police Constabulary officer. He has the clearance, the security clearance to go anywhere designated within the O2 arena. And if not, because if I had that, I would certainly exercise that. I would definitely exercise if I knew that I had a warrant card and I had a badge of power.
Absolutely.
I would certainly exercise that.
Elabe says she heard all this on Friday. She still wants to know why would she make this allegation. Maybe that's an earlier comment because I've been scrolling down actually. I hope that answers your question, Elabe. We believe she was coerced into doing that. That's the reason she did it. And she was actually connected to people that it would have been in their interest to actually have her do that. Just me, I can never say that name, you know. Just me, Fifi, unique.
Just me, Fifi, unique fee. That's a lot. That's a long one.
It's a mouthful. It says, can I let you know that there's a website dedicated to the alleged crime? He needs to email Google to get it removed. I had to do it for a few people who have been falsely accused.
Oh, thank you so much. Just me, Fifi. Oh, my dear, I would appreciate that. I would appreciate that so much because these are the. Thank you so much.
I had no idea that there was a whole website dedicated.
Thank you so much, Kenneth.
Maybe that's the one that pops up when you Google it. Actually,
yeah, I'm ever so grateful and thankful for all your members and those who are seeing things in a not in my light. Don't see it in my light. Just see it in a just way. This is about justice. This is not about me being right. It's about what is right. It's not about me being right whatsoever. As I said to each and every one of you, if you have any doubts, my full name is out in the world. It's on. You can find it. It's there. Yeah, and as I said,
Britain's Got Reggae is reminding me to say that she did ask for your number when she was leaving the club, and that's in her statement as well.
That's what I'm saying.
And her explanation, because I think the policewoman in the statement asks, "Why did you do that?" And she was like, "I don't know. I wasn't thinking. I was. What's the word she used for being off her face? There was a certain word, and it was spangled."
Spangled, something to that effect. Something to that effect.
It was words to that effect. I don't know why I asked him for his number. I was spangled.
You know, and another thing as well, Afua, I'm going out to the members. You have posted this out, making people aware about my appearance on your great, fantastic platform. You put my face out there and to the world. Those, especially Michelle Jones and her family, and her. They have ample time to respond. They have been contacted. I'm pretty much sure inside here, they have been contacted about this show. Oh, I know it's in my heart.
Well, I tagged her brother on Facebook, so he knew.
Look, from those of my fraternity of Jungle Drum and Bass, I know that they know that this conversation that we're taking place with this minute, and what we took place on Friday, they are all aware of it. The whole of the Jungle Drum Macy is fully aware of this conversation, this dialogue, and this discourse that we are taking place today and on Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. Lorraine S asks, did you know her brother? I don't believe you did. You didn't know
No, I did not. No, not at all, Lorraine. No, not at all. This was a spontaneous thing. I did not know this person whatsoever. Never had any formal contact or introductory.
You met her in the club.
Basically. In the club, she was with another guy. She was with a man coming up on me, feeling up my chest and touching up on my genitalia. And like I said on Friday, I am very guilty of finding myself aroused. I am definitely guilty of, making the suggestion that myself and her going to do a thing. She consented. This is a 45-year age woman. She's not 15 or 25 like some of these men out of road is dealing, and some of them man them in my fraternity are dealing with. It's a 45-year age woman who is capable of making the decision and making her choices. As you see here, ladies and gentlemen, reason why she brought forth this, she did not want to take accountability. She didn't want to take responsibility. She didn't want to take liability or culpability, which I have done. I have taken all of those things and be in front of the camera to the world. To the world, ladies, members, get it to the members. My mother is going to see this. My family in the Caribbean is going to see this. My family in Jamaica is going to see this. My family in St. Vincent is going to see this. My cousins and whatnot are going to see it in America. This is not what me being in front of the camera to the world. This is not no easy feat. But I'm a gladiator. I am a man of honor. I am a man of valor. I'm a man of valor. I will not be defeated, or I refuse to be defeated, because there's nothing to defeat me on, because nothing was committed whatsoever. As I said, all of this has been a clarification, not an explanation. It has been explained by the British judiciary, by the courts. They explained it. What we are discussing and having this discourse between ourselves is straight clarification for your members. And I'm grateful to going out to all of your members. I thank you all for any line of questions that you want to bring forth to me. Thank you so much for that. And if you have any more questions that you'd like to ask me, please feel free to do so.
Well, we've got Just Me Fifi, I think is how you say it, Unique Fee. It says what she wants to know is, if nobody saw, why did it come up, and what was the issue with the daughter? It came up because she made an allegation 18 months later. That's why it came up. Once it was investigated by the police, they couldn't verify it through the people that were around. And she says that she actually says in her statement that I've read that she passed various levels of security on her way to the toilets with
you. I said this, and I said this on Friday. I said this. My story has not.
Sorry, just the issue with the daughter is that in the daughter's statement, or in the screenshots of the WhatsApp messages between her and her daughter says, in fact, you can say the words, 5ive-O. You should answer it.
Get it to the members. Get it to the members and the live viewers. In the transcripts that 5ive-O has, when she said to her daughter that they used coded language, they didn't want to say black or the N word or coon. But they used coded words. The daughter turns around and says to her own mother, "Mum, you are lying. You are because I'm not going to bring it forward to the camera." She said, "Well, I'm going to bring it to the camera because after the watershed hour." She said, "Mum, shut up, Mum. You're an old slag. You are always bringing men home." This is in the transcripts. A conversation between herself, Michelle Jones, and her daughter. It's there.
It is. I've seen it.
It's there, ladies and gentlemen.
She basically says, "You're a liar, Mum. Don't believe you. You're an old slag."
You said you're an old slag and you bring men home every weekend.
Sorry, I'm not laughing because it's funny.
Her daughter said her own flesh and blood said that about her own mother. So let me say this to the members. So this is in the statements. Just think, Keir Starmer is reading this along with his colleague.
He's not going to be like an average lawyer, is he? Somebody like
he's not. No, he's not.
I don't rate the man. I don't like any of them politicians.
He's the leader of the Labour Party.
He would actually be a decent barrister, wouldn't he? Yeah. He
was a great barrister. And there's also another next great barrister, Michael Mansfield. Fantastic barrister. One of the best barrister ever. And here's another barrister. Since we're on about barrister. And this barrister should definitely be awarded in the Black Awards, hands down. And that is Courtney Griffiths.
He's in my category at the Black
Courtney
Awards. I'm up
Griffiths.
against him. I'm up against Courtney
Are you
Griffiths.
up against him? Not in the same category. Not in the same category.
In the same category.
Wow, that man there, as I said, well,
it's three of us in the honors. It's three of us in the honors of distinction award. It's me, Courtney Griffiths, and the Mayor of Liverpool.
Well, come on, Afua. Look at the echelons that you have been categorized with. Look what you have been categorized with.
I'm grateful to the Black Awards.
Come on, man.
While we're on the subject of the Black Awards, actually, thank you for that, Just Me, Fifi. While we're on the subject of the Black Awards, I'm going to reveal to you guys exclusively before I tell the rest of the world. They have been trying it again, okay, in terms of bombarding the Black Awards with emails and whatever. I think I skirted over it last Friday, but I didn't really go into it fully. So the Black Awards have received a series of emails from a person who claimed to be a subscriber of mine who no longer has any faith in what I do. And they listed all these crazy reasons, me using bad language on Instagram, all these different things, and tried to get the Black Awards attention. It wasn't really working for them. And maybe because I mentioned it on Friday, on Saturday, the first email, by the way, was sent at 3 o'clock in the morning, which I found a little bit obsessive. Why would you be up?
What day was that, Apple? What day did you receive that email at 3 o'clock in the morning? What day was that on? A weekday?
That was about 10 days ago. So then we have the live on Friday where I actually skim over the fact that an email's been sent again, because we had a spate of emails around February, March time when I was in court with the clerks. But yeah, they emailed again on Saturday. So they were clearly watching the live. And they basically started to threaten the Black Awards and threaten my old workplace, which I haven't worked at since 2016, because they had been emailing my old workplace to say, does she work there? And they were like, no, we've never heard of Afua Rose. Well, first of all, that ain't my government name. You want me to
draw up the fun? See you there.
And secondly, I work as a self-employed contractor. So I was subcontracted to that organization. I'm not going to be on their books. I'm going to be on the books of my agency that booked me to them. Do you see where I'm coming from? So it was just a wild goose chase, really. But in their head, it means that I'm a fraud and I never worked at this place. And they've been bombarding the people with emails. So this recent email that came in on Saturday was basically indicting the Black Awards, indicting this organization because they don't really care. They're like, just leave us alone. I haven't used my LinkedIn since 2016. And what happened was I got a call from one of the officiators at Black Awards saying, look, just for argument's sake, just change your LinkedIn because they're going on about it. So I did it while I was on the phone with her. Sure. But unfortunately for them, because I don't use the LinkedIn and haven't done since 2016, I put a message, and it's anyone that wants to go and have a look at it, go in my LinkedIn, you'll see what the message is. It says I was a self-employed subcontractor. I'm formerly a manager at Safer Places. And anyone who thinks that they're trying to discredit me is really not very wise, and they don't understand the norms in the public sector when it comes on to recruiting professional staff. They didn't expect us for that message to butt them up. So now what they're saying, listen to this. Yeah. What they've said in the last email was, remember, this is supposed to be a female ex-subscriber of mine that used to love what I do, and now they've turned against me. What they said was, I will be forwarding these emails to my solicitor, and your company will now be mentioned in the defamation case. Well, we know it's Tony Clark, because the only person I'm in a defamation case with is Tony Clark. So you're not a female subscriber. You're Tony Clark, or somebody, maybe his sister, maybe it is a female person, but we know it ain't a subscriber. I mean, talk about out yourself. It's just ridiculous, and no one's interested in what they've got to say.
You have the 3 A's. The 3 A's is this: ambition, accomplishment, and achievement. The 3 A's you have. So, as I said, the Black Awards are not concerned about any personal things. They're interested in about ambition, achievement, and accomplishment. The 3 A's. That's what the Black Award is only interested in. Yourself and Courtney Griffiths and the other person in the category, each and every one of you, you don't deserve it. You know what it is? You're all worthy. You're all worthy. There's deserving and there's worthiness. You three candidates in that category, each and every one of you. Well, I only know yourself and Mr. Courtney Griffiths, who I do know.
The other person is Anna Rothery, the mayor of Liverpool.
I've never met Anna Rothery, but I have come into contact with Courtney Griffiths, and that's a name I will never forget. He's in infamy, and I am so endeared to that
QC,
man. Oh God, he represented me when I was a youth. Courtney Griffiths represented me when I was a youth. I will never forget that man. I'm so endeared to that man. That man showed me a different way. He's a man who's off the road and he's around to be a QC. This is what what we should be doing.
You see, the only thing that we had against Courtney Griffiths was the fact that he at one point was heavily representing Vincent Rapp. And that's what look, the man's accused.
Well, he's a QC.
It is what it is, you know.
He's a barrister. Barrister got to take their clients whether they're guilty or not. We had this conversation. They know if their clients are guilty or not. We had this conversation on Friday.
Yeah.
Barristers do.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Are there any more questions from any of your members?
I'm going to put the link out actually in case anybody wants to actually come on and speak to you.
Sure, of course. I welcome that, of course.
So let me do that. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah. If they would like to speak verbally, I welcome that. Of course, we can have a conversation. I'm great with that. I'm fine with that.
Just seeing if there's any more questions. There is one question from Missimo187, and it says, quick question. What do you believe her motive was to make the allegation? We've answered that already. So the motive, I mean, if she was coerced, it could be anything from money to loyalty, couldn't it? Why ever she did it. You know what I mean?
It could also come down to race also. Let's not leave that out of the equation.
Because they were a racist family.
Let's not leave that out of the equation. Because where they are residing, that's a hotbed.
And Elabe says, you did really miss it on Friday because you went through that. Elabe Summers again says, can I ask again, as a youth, what crime did you commit? But we did cover that on Friday. If you wanted to answer that again.
Yeah. And Miss Afro Rose has my rap sheet right there. I
certainly do.
Let me just say to the members, who asked the question? Ellaby, I'm going to do something that no man, as far as I'm aware, is prepared to do. I'm prepared to put my criminal rap sheet to the world. As I said earlier, my mother is going to see this. Yeah, my family in the Caribbean is going to see this. My family in the United States is going to see this. People who I've met across the world, from Australia to Jamaica to Canada to America, all states of America. Yes, South America's where I've been, Mexico and those places, people who know of me. I'm not going to use the term, it's not a risk for me. It certainly is not a risk for me. And if my memory serves me right well, Apple is going to bring the papers up front. If my memory serves me well, my criminal past has been an offensive weapon when I was 16 years of age. My other offense was for weed. Most of my charges have been for marijuana, importation, not for selling weed, importation of weed. That's what my charges.
It's all those kind of charges. It's nothing to do with any of this.
That's all my charges.
Somebody did ask earlier on, were you both high at the time?
No,
you were on drinking.
I had a brandy and lemonade, and I had a spliff. Remember, there's no smoking inside the nightclubs. You have to go outside. So I went outside, had a little brandy and lemonade. As I said, when I went there with Uncle Doug's, I say again, Uncle Doug's, who will deny anything that I'm saying here. Because on Friday, I was asked about the night in question.
That was the name I was trying to remember earlier in our conversation.
He's asking me about the night in question. And I'm being transparent. I am not leaving anything out. I'm not here to protect anyone. because they left me without protection. They all ran and left me without protection. You know, I felt like I'd fell off a ship. I was drowning and no one would throw me a life belt to save me. That's how it felt for me. That's how it truly felt for me. So just picture that. You fell off the boat, but people can save you. They can throw you a life jacket, but they choose not to. That's what happened. That's what it felt for me. The greatest thing for me, I can swim. So I'm able to keep afloat.
But you know what it is though, 5ive-O? I believe that there was so much jealousy around you. The way that you used to lock down the dance, lock down the venues, lock down the crowd, and the fact that women used to throw their knickers on the stage at you. Do you know what I mean?
You ever sound like
I think that created a lot of jealousy in the fraternity. I do.
I'm glad Elvis Presley, not R. Kelly.
But it was like that, you know it was. It was like that. At its height. I remember going to a show with you at Pink Coconut in Derby.
Derby, yeah.
You don't even remember. I remember.
Yeah.
You know? And I was so struck. I mean, it was a huge venue.
Huge venue, isn't it?
Huge venue up in Derby.
Yeah.
And the crowd went ballistic when you hadn't even said anything on the mic yet. You just stepped on. They went ballistic, and the way the girls were flashing their tits and going crazy, I could not believe what I was seeing.
Sometimes I can't believe
it must have created a lot of jealousy around you. Everybody wanted your slot in the fraternity.
Do you know what it is? You can never dethrone something that you can't conquer. You can't dethrone something you haven't conquered.
It's a motive, doesn't it?
You can't dethrone something you haven't conquered. Yeah, and as I said on Friday, I was bestowed with the title Godfather from the members of the public. It wasn't me. I never, at no time, at no time of my career throughout, and I mentioned those names. The people bestowed that on me. And, you know, I love what I do after a while. And let me just say this. I said it on Friday. Before 5ive-O was any 5ive-O, women have always been around me.
You were a sweet boy when you were younger, 5ive-O.
Yeah, women had always been around me before any 5ive-O. If anything, when myself became the 5ive-O, it magnified. It just magnified. And it's going to magnify because I'm in an auditorium, an arena where there's much more volume of people. Much more volume, and I'm going all across the country and different parts of the world. And the varieties building and this and that. And women always was coming up all over me. I'm cool. Yeah. From Japan to America to Australia, Canada, Mexico. Yeah. These countries of the world, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, France, yeah, Italy.
And it was the same 5ive-O effect.
Ibiza. You mean the Canary Islands? These places where I had been to perform.
I think those things caused a lot of jealousy around you. So that the minute there was a little bit of something, everybody who was a hater jumped on.
Yeah, but listen, you can't hate, you can't build. I mean, what's within me is not a tangible thing that you can purchase. You can teach it. You can coach it. It's in books. You can look at the net. What was within ourselves after a while, like people such as yourself, myself, and I always been Sterling, like stealing up. Britain's got reggae, brave face. Sterling's always in the equation. When I see
big up, Britain's got reggae in the chat.
Yeah, man. What do you mean?
When
I see these things within ourselves, when we've spoken off camera, how not because we have a relationship, but just the mere fact of having the heart and the courage to do something what you are doing after a while. As I said to you earlier, there is nobody in Europe, we speak on this side of the land, in Europe is doing what you are doing, and you're doing a wonderful and a great thing. I don't care what any man want to say, but after one, I don't respond for no man who want to come and think they can. Don't ever think. Yeah, here is a golden opportunity for every man. If you have any injustice done upon you, this is the greatest platform in Europe right now to bring forth your story. If you have your receipts, come forward. Do so. Me being the first male, I know the emotions were raw on Friday because it was a shock and awe. It's like a body shock. Women, the viewers probably had never seen a male react and respond.
Not in this capacity. We had one man before you, as I said, Jay.
Not in this
He was telling
capacity.
his story as a victim of historic sexual abuse, and that was very different. Toya's asking a question. Do you want to come in and ask that personally, Toya? Or do you want me to read it out? Let me know. Here's the link if you want to jump on.
Sure.
This is a sister that's a long-time supporter, and
Sure.
she also works in the system. So
Okay.
I know she knows quite a bit about the prison thing.
Sure.
Definitely. If you want to come on, Toya, join the stream, hon. If not, I'll get your question.
Please, Toya. Please come through, my
she
dear.
wants me to read it out.
Okay.
All right, no worries. So she's saying, how did all this affect your children?
Toya, it had a great impact on my children because my children were being mistreated because of my choice and a decision that led to this. This is when I say, Sister Toya, about the ramifications and the ripple effect. There are people trying to diss my children because of what they believe has had. It was so unfair to my children. So unfair. Yeah. And and my children, Toya, my children, God bless all my children. I love all of them. God bless them all. My children stood resolute in the fire. Yeah, and made it known. You're not gonna ever think you can diss my father. None of you can diss my father. From my daughters to my sons, would not allow anyone to think they can diss their father. Me. Yeah, and I'm so for my children, for all of my children, God bless you all. God bless you all because you have my seed and you have my blood. You have my fight. You have my valor. That's what my children had. Yeah, my children stood resolute, Toya. Toya, can you only imagine if I got convicted on a lie? What the ramifications of that? I would not be seeing my children again. I couldn't be around my grandchildren. I couldn't be near any schools. Some of the restrictions are things that were being put in place. You only have to look and research and look on the sex offenders register and see the penalties and the things that they have to, they have to go. Yeah. It's horrible, Toya. It's horrible, sister. And these were the things that was in my mind. My mind was doing contortions. My mind was in a figure 8 that couldn't even come out. These are when I say, that's why when you say I'm animated and emotional, as I say, I am a much more calmer person. I am calm today. But as you just asked me, it really hurt, that touched me away of Toya, my sister. And like I said, for the trolls and all the rest of them, as I said before, I just hope to God, especially mothers, please love your sons. Show your sons and your daughters. Yeah, the ways of practice of how we should be with each other and how we should go about dealing with man and woman, with ethics, with morality, with love, with respect and honor. These are the things that has been missing. And as I said, I'm so grateful to my children. I love all of them. I love all my children. And the mothers of my children, God bless them also. God bless them because they were resolute. They were resolute. Yeah, the mothers of my children and my children, they were resolute. So going out to Miss Toya, thank you so much for that fantastic question. It had an adverse effect on my children. It really had. It impacted a lot on my children.
I love this question, JB. JB says, big up fives. The slag's daughter, did she ever reach out to you?
Oh, come on. You gotta be joking. Yo, JB, you know what? Thank you for the laugh. Oh my God.
The slag's daughter.
Oh,
no, I don't believe she did she?
Not whatsoever.
No,
Not
we were
whatsoever.
going to tag
No.
the daughter, and I decided no, I don't want to bring her into it.
No.
I could see, because when we were looking through doing our research and whatever, I came across the daughter's page on Facebook, and there was a picture of her in a big lineup of women, and you could see the nan. There's an old lady there or whatever. It was a baby shower picture. She had a child, didn't she?
That's correct. Yeah.
This is after the fact.
Yes.
And this woman wasn't there. And I'm thinking, why would you not be in your daughter's baby shower picture? I'd be up there hugging the bump, all sorts of stuff, if that was my daughter. So I just found that to be quite telling. And I thought, oh, why is she not in her daughter's picture?
That's because you're very observant. As I said,
Yeah,
you make a great CSI personnel.
Mm-hmm.
You make a fantastic CSI personnel. You know, yes, you would. I thought.
In fact, my people used to say to me, if I weren't so bad behaving, I should have been a barrister.
Hey, you are worthy. You have that in your repertoire. You have those skills in your resume. You have that in your repertoire, sister. I've said this to you. Not just because you are we have a friend.
The daughter made her take the picture. I doubt it, Britain's Got Reggae. If that's your baby shower, you want your mum in that picture. Do you know what I'm saying? That'll be it. You know, I thought of that. I thought, could she have been the one on the camera? I doubt that. Even if she had been, there'd be another picture with her in it. There was no picture. We didn't see her in that picture.
You know what?
I was embarrassed of her, quite possibly, because there's a picture. There's quite a few pictures on the daughter's face of her brother. So that would be the daughter's uncle.
Very uncompromising, very uncompromising pictures. Very telling photos that can definitely implicate. Hence why he probably did not want to come to court to defend his sister. He wouldn't give a statement.
In that, and he's a Fed.
Well, he obviously flouted the laws, what he's supposed to uphold. He's
somebody put some rubbish up on Friday about you know, why have you taken down the original post that you did on YouTube talking about this some years ago? The brother came for you.
There's nothing been removed as far as I'm aware.
I know that.
There's nothing been removed whatsoever. Why would I remove something? What's the truth?
Mm-hmm. No, I just found it interesting. As a policeman, he refused to defend his sister in the argument. Why is that? It's just really odd, really, really odd. And look, there are some people that the question earlier on about were you both intoxicated or inebriated?
Inebriated? No, I was inebriated.
Was it clear that she was? Because there is an argument to say that if she was that inebriated, why did you take her in the toilet and have sex with her? Was it obvious that she was inebriated?
No, not at all. Not whatsoever. Not whatsoever. She was, as I said, she was with a man. Remember, like I said, she had a man. A man was holding onto her waist. She's in front of me. The man is holding onto her waist like he's behind the kind of to the side and hugging her up and all that sort of stuff. And she's in front of me directly doing all of this. So she was fully aware what she was doing.
In your mind, she said she was off her face. You said she was off her face as well. Do you know what I mean? I think you say that because of what she put in the statement, as opposed to the state she was in on the day. That was my understanding of it.
No,
you know what I mean?
Said she had a faculties about her because
on the day.
She clearly remembered that we passed security personnel. If you're that inebriated and you can say that you crossed several security personnel, how much off your head are you? If you can recognize
Missimo 187 is saying, I thought you said she was swaying.
I didn't say she was swaying whatsoever.
On Friday, I think you might have said that. I can't remember, to be fair.
I said she was up to me, and when she was outside,
she was. Is that what he means? Is that what he means?
Once the man had around her waist, she was like this, yeah, like she was on a dance. Because where I was in O2, it's just outside where you can still hear the music. You can still clearly hear the music, even if you're outside in the smoking area of the O2 arena. You can clearly see the music. The double doors are all open, so the air can actually get through. So yes, so when I was there, She had this guy on her waist, and she was, I don't know if it's wavy, but she certainly knew what she was doing as a 45-year-old woman.
Mm.
She was 45 years of age.
Elaine Summers makes the point that on Friday I heard you say you were both high. You did say that on Friday, but
I said
you went on to qualify it to say that
I went on to qualify. I didn't say I was high. I said I had a brandy and lemonade, and I had a spliff.
You might have used the term high, Fives.
No, let's go back to what I said on Friday. Everyone, please review it. I clearly said I had brandy and lemonade.
Yeah. And no, I think we're getting a little bit crosswise because somebody was trying to infer that you were high on drugs in the way that she was.
Hey,
and you were saying, well, yeah, I was high on weed.
I already did.
It's the same thing, is it?
Whenever I've been out doing performing or whatnot, I can assure you this. I've been nice, but I've never been high. I've always been able to keep my faculties, my composure, my moral compass, my ethics, and my scruples at every juncture of the way of my career, regardless of what pharmaceuticals or synthetics that was within my system. Those very same things that I just called out never changed. Those characteristics never changed within me. I still had my manners. I still know my manners, my P's and my Q's. Straight up, I know how high I may have got. I will never forget those things. My moral compass.
Elaine says, what has her age got to do with it? I think that was you just making the point that she wasn't a girl. She wasn't a grown woman.
The point I'm making is this. As a 45-year-old woman and even older, even if you are illiberated, yeah, and you claim to say you was, but yet she's saying that she passed 3 or 4. She could clearly remember all of these things here.
This is what I wanted to question, because on the one hand, this is what I want to clarify as well. You were not aware that she was that much off her face. Your knowledge of that comes from her witness statement, because she's the one who says I was spangled. I'd never heard that.
I am no physician. I am nowhere in the medical field to make an assessment of who was in front of me. Okay, if I see someone collapse and fall on the floor, then I know there's something wrong.
It was her own admission. She was the one that made quite a lot of it in the statement. I was spangled. I was spangled. I was spangled. But yet you do remember details that if you were that spangled, how are you remembering those details? Such as the layers of security personnel, all these kind of things. And then in the other breath, she doesn't remember some things. It just didn't add up to me. A lot of what she was saying.
And as we say here this evening here to your members and that, you have given them the opportunity to come forward, and if they want to defend or
even say, look,
or even challenge what's been said with my,
or even not challenge, even say, look, this was in the past, I don't want anything to do with it, please don't contact me again. But radio silence, I didn't get it.
That's what I'm saying. Radio silence, and I'm the one who's coming forward. As I said, this is not for pity. I just want to be pretty clear that I am a casualty. I am not a victim. I am a casualty of this. There are many casualties, and some of these casualties are turning into fatalities. This is the danger of all of this stuff here. Yeah.
MG says, MG says, some people could be scared. Who knows?
Some people scared of what? Scared of who?
No, that was Elaine Summers. Sorry. It's a good that you got through the hell. Could have been a very different story.
Getting to MG.
Elaine says, some people could be scared. Who knows? I don't know what she means by that.
Back to the question that MG put up there. Can you put that question back up there, that MG, please?
It's more of a statement than a question.
It's
a statement of affirmation.
Could have been a different story. MG, I'll take it as a man, because it sounds like it's as a man. It sounds like a male. I believe it's a male. Well, male or female, gender neutral, it's cool. It doesn't matter. But I say this, it sure was hell As I said, I was in an institution which we refer to as Hell Marsh, not Bell, Hell. You will lose your bell in a place, in an institution such as that. Yeah, you could easily lose your mind. Ladies and gentlemen, when you ask me about why I was so emotional and emotive and animated, let me say this to the world. I had the worst birthday of my life. The worst birthday I had in my life. I was in segregation, in seg we call it, and I came out on my birthday. My face was full, I looked like Moses or Abraham, full of white. My hair straight white off. I was in 10 days segregation and I came out on my birthday. That was the only other time where I cried in Hellmarsh. It was my 50th.
And the other thing that you didn't mention, actually, 5-0 on Friday, I'm sure you didn't, was the fact that when you were laying with cancer in your hospital bed, you know, thinking that you were close to death. In fact, the hospital had written you off. The doctors had written you off. They told you
Science wrote me.
There's nothing else that they can do for you. Your father was dying in the ward upstairs.
Above my head. My father. Yeah. And you know what, get it to the members. The question was asked to me how much. No, Apple actually asked me how much this certainly impacted my life. Just based on what I had to endure. As I said, the anxiety, the sheer worry of the terror that could happen to me at any given moment. It only took one person amongst 1,200 inmates to do me something, just based on a lie, on an allegation. These things here are like the things we're seeing, what's within our anatomy, energy, if we want to call it that. It's like a computer just malfunctioning, and it felt that way. No, I just wanted to say, because it led to, in a short term, ladies and gentlemen, it led to a stage 3 cancer tumor right here, right next to my heart. This thing was moving around like a sentinel in my body. This was going on whilst I was on remand. Unbeknown to me, members, this tumor is growing inside of me to the size of a tangerine for 7 years, from 2012, from the time I was arrested, right up to 2017, where I sneezed and collapsed in here in my own home. That's the impact it had. I was in the greatest shape of life, better than when I was in my 30s, working out, riding my cycles, swimming, felt on top of the world. I felt like I was ready for the Olympics. That's the type of peak condition I was in. This happened to me based. That was a major attribution to what happened to me. The fact of being allegation, and I'm happy to be in a place such as Hellmarsh. Ladies and gentlemen, and to the world, if you've never been to the penitentiary or jail, like myself and Afawa, do not visit it. It's not a place for nobody to be liked or revered or get stripes. It's not that. I'm not about prison life, period. I have never been to prison until in my late mature.
Just for me, Fifi says, at Afro Rose, Uncle Dogs wrote, 100% not true. If you want to know the truth, then ask me or someone who actually knows. Don't rely on some shit cunt, shit stirring fool on the internet. I think that's me, by the way. I think I'm a shit cunt. Where did he write that just for me?
Is he speaking of me?
I think when he says shit cunt, shit stirring fool on the internet, it might
if he's
either you or me they're talking
if he's
about.
talking of me, if this man's talking of me, yeah, you should not be, don't throw stones, my brother. If you're speaking on me, yeah, because the night in question, how would How would I forget a night such as that?
Was
But
Uncle Doug's at the rave?
myself and him went together. The name of the event was called Epidemic.
Right. Okay.
Hey, yo.
Can you tell us where he wrote this, please?
I'm not concerned. Yeah.
No, I want to know who he's calling.
Hold on, I'm not concerned what they want to write. Yeah. Because like I said, they offended me. Yeah.
Oh, he was sticking up for me. He was talking about you then, is the shit cunt, I think.
Is he talking about me?
I think so.
Is that applied to me?
Just for me, Fifi says, I'm told. So on the page, I'm told you about the page she told me about, and he was sticking up for me. Basically saying, if I want to know the truth, don't rely on you as a shit.
Excuse me? If he wants to know the truth, the question, as I said, he had denied it. I said on Friday he would deny it. He's saying so now because he knows that I'm here speaking on it.
I think this has been up. It's been up from the time. Oh no, he's actually written on the page recently, isn't it? And he's sticking up for me, so it's recent.
Yeah, I know this for sure. If anything,
it says no. He was sticking up. He was sticking up for 5ive-O. This was
me and this man, we're cool. We're cool. Okay. Me and that man is cool. You know what I'm saying? I check for that man there. I'm not gonna say I don't check for him. Yeah, I checked for that man there, and he's been my home. That man. Let me tell you about this story about this man here. This man come to visit me when I was in Strange Ways.
Oh, hang on. Before you go on to that, I'm getting it now. Let me clarify for people that might be a bit confused as well. So he's written on the page that was set up to vilify you.
Oh, vilify me.
The page that was set up by somebody calling you a rapist. Uncle Doug's has gone on that saying it's all lies. If you want to know the truth, ask me, not some shit cunt stirring on internet. So he's talking about the person who put up the page is the shit.
Okay.
And he's defending you on the page.
Yeah, okay. I said myself and Uncle Doug, we've had a fantastic relationship. Yes, it's unfortunate that because of all of this stuff that's gone down, it's splintered us. I've got I've got love for that man. Said way. I've still got love for all of them. In spite they may not have no love for me, but I've got love for the said way. But we know the relationship will not be the same.
And I do believe that if
Uncle Doug's, let me say this, Uncle Doug's come to see me at Strange Way Prison in 2008. He also, to that man's credit, he also, and I say this to everyone, I want people to hear and see this. He also, when I came home from Sudbury, from a DCAT, it was Uncle Doug's that met me. Uncle Doug's that met me. I've come back to my yard, and he was in my home with his lady, waiting for them to give me a tag. They tagged me. When my day of the tag was getting released, it was Uncle Doug's and his missus who was in my yard. And we went out that night and we got on it. Well, he didn't, I did. I'm released. I didn't even get on it like that. I just took my time, calm and thing. It was nice to be. Uncle Doug's was here and he was here when they released it. I have proof of writing in my book what I have in my hair.
Just for me, Fifi.
Big Uncle Doug's, as I said, he stand firm. He stand firm by me. Even I'm not sure about what happened on this side here, but we're cool. As I said, I don't have an issue with him. And I'm sure he doesn't have an issue with me because we shared a lot. We've done some fantastic shows together. Yeah. Some of the great shows we've done. I don't have nothing against that man. I know his family, his father, his brothers. Me and him's cool.
Okay. Just for me, Fifi wants some clarification. She says, you said that he didn't go to court for you. She's confused about that.
No, he did not need to be there. Okay, because it never arose to a trial.
And plus, as well, you've got to understand it from a certain level of certain man. You see, when it comes onto police and courts, it could be their mother. They're not going nowhere.
All right,
I know that about roadman. Anyway. You know what I'm saying?
They're like, boy, I don't want to get involved. I can see with that. I can see when people say, boys, I don't really want to be part of that. I can really see with that. Honestly, I don't have a problem with that or an issue. Just, I probably would do the same thing. I probably like, boy, big man, but I can't really deal with that, you know. But that's enough for my thing. Can't really go down that road.
I'll do this bit, but I ain't going to go to court. I've heard that many, many times.
Yeah, well, I've heard it myself. Yeah, and sometimes because of what's transpired to me, especially as of what happened to me from then to where I am now, I am very much more reluctant. Very much more reluctant. But like I said, you know, I don't have an issue with nobody. They had the issue with me. I did not stop speaking to anyone. They stopped speaking to me. So I'm not coming to you to speak to them. If you want, remember, they stopped speaking with me. I did not stop speaking with anyone. And anyone come and spoken with myself, I would have spoken with them. Also, there's somebody else I need to big up, which I did not give them their props and love. The one and only promoter, name brand promoter that put me on, and that was done in the COVID year, believe it or not. And that's one Mr. Paul Ibiza. Yeah, all type Marcy. I want to big up man like Paul Ibiza as the only promoter in the jungle drum and bass fraternity that said, yo, I'm having 5ive-O and I'm putting him on the flyer. Get it to man like Lurch as well. For those, and get it to my beloved sister right now, Miss Zana Smith, Temple of Boom, coming up 28th of October, and Dan. Thank you ever so much. Thank all of those haters, lovers, those who are with me, those who are against me. I thank all of you because at least you're showing me what's in your heart for me. You cannot hide what's in your heart. And I'm grateful. I'm extremely thankful. I really am. I'm not despondent. I'm not depressed. I'm not a PTSD. I'm, you know, I can't even consider the fact saying, but I can't even use the term I come out unscathed because I got a few battle scars. So I did not come out unscathed whatsoever. I have not come out.
Broken. You weren't broken.
No, because I refuse to be broken. Muhammad Ali says this as a champion. He says, listen, you are never a champion until you hit the deck. When you hit the floor, it's how you respond that makes you a champion. He says this, if you're down and you can look up, that means you can get up.
And on that note, we've gone over. I only wanted to do an hour and a half tonight because it's a weeknight. We all got to be up early. I know I have. If there's any more questions, please get them in now because we're going to wrap up. And if anyone really does want to make a last minute appearance on the live, here's the stream.
Feel free to do so
in person.
Yeah, man, I welcome that. I welcome all of those who would like to come online and ask me anything that you wish to do so. Yeah. I've been here.
My subscribers and members actually can be a little bit shy when it comes on to coming on.
No, as I said to your subscribers and to all of your members, I'd like to thank them all from Friday night to this very same evening, Tuesday evening. I truly want to thank you all from my heart. Thank you so much for having an open heart to actually hear a different perspective from somebody that you all heard of, know of, some people who truly know me. At least you've all had the great opportunity to see myself in my own domain as myself, being honest, being transparent, coming forward. I put in layman's terms, people will call it putting your neck out. Well, if I put my neck out, then I put my whole anatomy out. Also, I'd like to say this, again, to all men who if you have the opportunity to actually see this, you know, the discourse. It's not a debate, it's a discourse between myself and Alpha and those within the members. To all men, if you have ever endured anything such as this, if you feel that you are under some type of threat of these things where it's been weaponized against us, please, I ask of you, come to Alpha Rose. This is the best platform for any man. If you know, hence why I'm able to speak in front of, because I'm speaking with my heart. I'm not speaking from here, I'm speaking from here. That's why I'm speaking from, ladies and gentlemen and members. So any man, mothers, if you have sons and your son is going through something, he doesn't want to discuss it with you, It may be something such as that. Check your sons. Please check your sons. Mothers, please check our daughters that they're not, getting sexualized out here for these types of practice to happen. Because I don't want this to happen to no one's child, especially if you're a black child or any man's child or any woman's child. I do not want this to happen to none of you. I don't want none of you ever to have to experience and what I had to endure. But like I said, I thank you. Apple Rose, his and her time is up. I cannot thank you. I'm so grateful. Extremely thankful for what you are doing and allowing me to be on your platform to bring forth the transparency and the truth of what took place 11 years ago.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Missimo, last words. Missimo 187 says, I can't believe how you have been cancelled when so many in the music scene get away with it. So true. Thanks for coming on and appreciate you giving us the chance to engage so personally. Just for me, Fifi says, 5ive-O, glad you were able to tell your story and I hope things keep getting better for you.
Yes, Mimi, and get it to all of those who called in and came in. I thank you for all of your questions. Thank you ever so much for your questions. And I'm truly grateful. I really am, because it also shows what's within yourselves. It shows what's within yourselves by myself being in front of the camera. And women, if you have a man, a side man, a man that I do a thing with, let them see this. Sit down with them and watch. I say, yo, baby, let's watch this. Bang. Turn me on. Let them see this. Because in a man's mind, he's been thinking, Ross, something. Boy, that did happen to me, It's going to click in men's heads. Every man that sees this.
It certainly opened up a whole new
dialogue. It's the Microsoft now widening.
The flip side of what it is that we normally present. You understand?
My beloved, this is dialogue and discourse we're doing here. And that is my message to all. Be responsible, be accountable, be culpable for all your decisions and your choices in your life. Do not let it be an extension to your mother, your brother, your sister, your children. It's your decision and your choice. Good, bad, or indifferent, own it. Own up to it.
Nubian Bay, no, she wasn't charged. Did she ever get charged for making
Nubian Bay? Let me answer this. Get it to Nubian Bay. Afterward, you have some within those transcripts that you have in mind. There's a law company called TV Edwards. They're called. That's in Nubian Bay. I went to TV Edwards to how would we say? I wanted to sue her, so to speak. Her, the CPS, and the Bedfordshire Police for wrongful arrest, wrongful imprisonment, and false allegation. I was contesting. This is when I said, well, I took a hiatus.
You've got a whole heap of legal actions going on at the moment against these people.
Yeah, right now. I'm still, because of all of this. This is why I had to take a sabbatical and a semester. I had to do these things. These are the most important things to my life. This is my life. This is a huge part of my life. I have no time to be in no dance and no rave and be on the mic. I love doing that. That's my love and my passion I love to do. But I had to sacrifice that. Look at the things. Look at the sacrifices that I've had to make. Look at the journey. Look at the things I've clarified to each and every one of you on both sides on tonight. I think those things hurt. Let me just say this to all of the viewers. Right now, at this moment, as we're going to close, I'd like to say to you all, my wound is healed. My wound is healed, but the scars remains. From this day forward of Afro Rose, Community Speaks, his time is up. This chapter and this episode is put to bed. It's done. It is finally closed. It is done. There is no line of questions for anyone to bring to me. We have a platform where we was all able to exercise what we want to. Hence why I have to say to the member of your group, Afro, I thank each and every one of those who asked their questions I felt compelled to ask or felt the way to ask. I truly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you all. Truly. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. And yourself, Afua. So as I said, I'm grateful to be able to have this conversation, this dialogue, this discourse to the world. I have put, I always say I'm not at a great risk, but I put something out there to the world. A massive chunk, or big part of my history of my life. Part of my history of my life is going to the social media world. It cannot be taken back.
And thank you, 5ive-O, for making yourself vulnerable. That's not easy for a man to do a lot of the time. You know, there's a reason why men don't actually always come forward. So thank you once again. And brothers and sisters, thank you. Members,
thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your loyalty.
Yeah,
and also just for being real, guys. You know, I really do enjoy these lives better than I do the other lives, and I'm definitely
this is my first though. This has been my first effort with this. This is the first ever live I've actually done. Like,
yeah, I know. Since it all happened,
I've enjoyed
Friday
it.
was the first time that you'd come live.
I have enjoyed all throughout. And when the question was asked about PTSD, let me leave you with this. You see me smiling, right? Because when I smile, my heart smiles. Whenever I smile, my heart smiles.
And we're smiling with you, 5ive-O. Thank you. Thanks, guys. I will see you guys again, no doubt. Do you know what? I am going to be stepping up the members' lives, especially in the lead up to the march. We've literally got 4 weeks to go. So all hands on deck. Anybody that wants a stall, please let me know. I was about to order them today, but a couple of the requests are a little bit ambiguous. So I need to really confirm with people who wants to sell anything at the march, who wants a stall. So I know exactly how much to get in, how much to order. T-shirts are delayed. I don't know what's happening with these T-shirts, but they will be here very, very, very soon. Hopefully even by Friday. So once they are here and in my possession, I will then start to advertise them and put them out. I don't want to do it before. So yes, big up members. I will see you again.
Thank you, members. Thank you so much. I applaud you. Every member tonight, thank you so much. I have to applaud you all, especially for all your questions. And the fact that you were all courageous to ask me those questions that you had any doubts about. I thank you all. Thank you each and every one.
I missed the question very quickly. It's only fair that I put it on. True Essence says, do you have any advice for someone who is going through something like this and how best to support them? That's a good question to end with.
Yeah. Do you know, going out to True Essence, I'd like to start, I would personally like to start up, something of that nature, or be part of something of injustice for men. There's a couple of celebrity persons who I know has been dealt injustice. I'd love to have them on board.
We could do that in tandem.
I really would love to do this. If anyone has gone through such an issue or going through such a thing of this magnitude, what I had to endure and experience, if there's anyone out there, I have an Instagram, I have my Facebook. You can hit me up there. I'm happy to engage in whatever I can help you with. I'm happy to do so. Any man, I don't respond. Any man who's ever suffered anything such as this, I have my own platform where I do things. This platform here, yeah, so any man, I say this is therapy. Speaking with Afua and the members of the audience of Community Speaks, for me, it's therapeutic. It's therapy for me, and it's come as such, even on this evening here. So I will support any man. You can get in touch with me via my Instagram. You can get in touch with me by my Facebook, 5ive-O Junglist. And I've got some other handles which I'm not really great about. As I said, I'm not very technical astute, but I'm working on it. But any which way you'd like to reach me, I'm happy, and I'll be happy to support you wherever you are in the country.
So basically, the answer to the question is speak out.
Yeah, come to your platform. As I said, getting that to all the True Essence. Please, if you have any brothers, nephews, you have a husband or a boyfriend or whoever you do, please let them see this. This is a message to all. Please, all men, Take what I'm saying. Think with this. Forget about this. This stuff will get you. Oh, look what happened to me. Think with your minds. Think with your head and think with your heart. Just know the ramifications. 5 minutes of pleasure could be a disaster of life.
Okay. And Elaine Summers, thank you for your questions. Final word goes to you now. Thank you, 5ive-O, for coming on and making things clearer in my mind. I'm very happy about that.
Thank you for all your questions, all your line of questions that those of your members. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've enjoyed my evening. Thank you ever so much to yourself, the staff, personal, and all your members. Thank you.
Blessed love, family, and I will see you guys again on Friday.
Sure.
Look out for the update on Instagram. We've got a big story coming up. Ooh, it's a big story.
Big brother heavy.
Coming up tomorrow. I might even put it up tonight because I might not get a chance to do it during the day, and I want it to go up tomorrow ahead of Friday's live. So look out. I'm going to tell you guys now that it's actually somebody called. I should have uploaded his picture for the members. Actually, you guys would be the first to see it. But it's somebody called. Sorry, I've just seen something in my feed with the new Prime Minister looking like Chucky. Wow.
I received that, believe it or not. I received that very same WhatsApp.
I didn't see if I am dance.
Chucky the dangerous stuff.
Hold on 1 second. Don't know what happened there. Brothers and sisters, get some sleep, work in the morning.
Sleep well, everybody.
And I will see you guys on Friday, okay?
Sleep well, each and everybody's good dreams. Yeah. Sleep well. God bless you all. I'm actually going to
tell you the name of the person that we're putting up for Friday. No, I need to tell my members. Let them know first. It's somebody called something Wisdom. And I can't find the name right now. Anyway, look out for it on Instagram tomorrow. And that's who we're going to be discussing on Friday. Blessed love, family. Blessed love.
Thank you so much. Thank you ever so much. Members, God bless you all. Thank you ever so much for a wonderful evening. I thoroughly enjoyed my time engaging in discourse and disclosure and discourse. Thank you ever so much. God bless you all. Afawa, champion. Yeah. Champion, like me say. Champion. For real, sister.
Stay good, people.
You too. Love, baby.